Despite the striking fact that most of the scientists the world has ever known are alive and working today, despite the fact that this nation's own scientific manpower is doubling every 12 years, despite that the vast stretches of the unknown and unanswered and unfinished far outstrip our collective comprehension, no man can fully grasp how far or how fast we have come. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels the old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely, the opening vistas of space promise high cost and hardship as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston and this state of Texas and this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. This country was conquered by those who moved forward, and so will space. William Bradford, speaking in 1630 of the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said that all great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulty, and both must be enterprised and overcome with answerable courage. Now the exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not, because it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind in this race for space, because the eyes of the world look into space, to the moon and the planets beyond. And this nation does not intend to founder in the backcourse of the coming age of space. We mean to be part of it, and we mean to lead it. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? And why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Bryce play Texas? We choose to go to the moon and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because that goal will organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we intend to win, and the others too. What if I were to say to you, my fellow citizens, Houstonians, people of Harris County, at the 2010 open house at the Johnson Space Center, that we shall send to the moon 240,000 miles from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, the length of this football field, made of new metal alloys, some of yet have not yet been invented, and capable of standing heat and stress several times more than have ever been experienced, and fitted together with the precision better than the finest watch, carrying all the equipment needed for propulsion, guidance, control, communication, food and survival, on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then to return it to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere at speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, causing heat about the half the temperature of the sun. And to do all this, and to do it right, and to do it first, before this decade is out, then we must be bold. Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why he wanted to climb it. He said, because it is there. Well, space is there. We're going to climb it. And the moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked. Thank you. Now give President Kennedy a huge